Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the weekend edition of the Nave News Update. It's Friday, July 3rd, and many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryTV.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Award-winning Native American journalist and editor Bonnie Red Elk, 62 of Poplar, Montana, passed away June 28th. Red Elk founded the Fort Peck Journal and was also a founding member of the Native American Journalists Association. Red Elk received many awards throughout her career, including the Montana Free Press Award by the University of Montana for her tenacity and courage in reporting. Red Elk's reporting career began when she landed a job with the reservation's official newspaper in 1975, where she worked her way up to editor. She stayed with the publication for 30 years, and in 2005 she founded the Fort Peck Journal. First Nations are leading the change to protect the Great Lakes ecosystem. They've created a declaration to guide the restoration of the waters in their ancestral lands based on their traditional knowledge, inherent rights, sacred responsibilities, and the wisdom of their elders. Ontario Regional Chief Day said, "We will continue to bring the Water Declaration forward to make sure that the Indigenous values guide Great Lakes initiatives." Ontario and Canada concluded meetings recently with representatives from the United States on activities to protect the Great Lakes region, and Day is calling on Canada and Ontario to work with First Nation leaders to implement the Water Declaration to protect the Great Lakes. The declaration was written in 2008 during the First Nations Summit on Water in Garden River First Nation. It captures key First Nation perspectives and priorities related to water quality, water quantity, drinking water, and environmental integrity. The declaration provides a framework to support First Nation environmental aspirations through collaboration, Indigenous leadership, and First Nation ceremonies. The declaration also highlights the integral role of women and youth in protecting the water. A tribe in the Amazon, the Matses people of Brazil and Peru, have created a 500-page encyclopedia of their traditional medicine. The encyclopedia, compiled by 5 shamans with assistance from a conservation group, Acate, details every plant used by the tribe's medicine to cure a massive variety of ailments. This marks the first time shamans of an Amazonian tribe have created a full and complete transcription of their medicinal knowledge written in their own language and words. The Matses have only printed their encyclopedia in their native language to ensure that corporations or researchers do not steal the medicinal knowledge, as has happened in the past. Instead, the encyclopedia is meant as a guide for training new young shamans in the traditions and recording the living shamans' knowledge before they pass. Acate has also started a program connecting the remaining shamans with young students. Through this mentorship program, the Indigenous people hope to preserve their way of life as they have for centuries past. Nearly 100 Native American students from across the country, including from Alaska and Hawaii, gathered last week on Bodawan's campus in Maine to learn the ins and outs of applying to colleges and for financial aid. The students, all with at least a 3.0 GPAs, and the ambition to earn a college degree, were enrolled in a nonprofit program called College Horizons. Each summer, the New Mexico-based organization selects 2 schools in its consortium. This year, they were Bodawan and Stanford to host a 1-week residential college preparation program. By the end of the week, the high schoolers had in hand drafts of their college essays and common applications, and a list of colleges and universities they will apply to when they return to high school this fall. Carey Price, goalie for the Montreal Canadiens, won 4 trophies during this year's NHL Awards on June 24th in Las Vegas, Nevada. He won the Jennings Trophy, the Vezina Trophy, the Ted Lindsay Trophy, and the Hart Memorial Trophy. But beyond his talent in winning these awards, it's what he said in one of his acceptance speeches that has people talking. "I made it here because I wasn't discouraged. I worked hard to get here, took advantage of every opportunity that I had," said Price. "I would really like to encourage First Nations youth to be leaders in their communities, be proud of their heritage, and not be discouraged from the improbable." The 27-year-old Hobbs player gave a message of encouragement that's resonating with First Nation communities everywhere. Price grew up in the small BC community of Anaheim Lake. His mother, former chief of the Alcacho, was the first woman to be elected in the First Nations of British Columbia. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Nave News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.